got this all sanded down. It's done with 180. And I wiped it down, getting ready to tape it up. Gonna put some epoxy primer on it. Got this all taped up, got it plasticed up, wiped down, ready to go. Got the epoxy mixed up. I'm using white because that's what I had left over from the last job. It's going to be covered up, so it really doesn't matter what color it is. Let that dry and do some body work. Looking pretty decent for first round. Bottom. A little bit there in the middle is low. Get that adjusted. It's not bad. The bottom's a little bit out. And that light you're seeing is kind of tricky. It's only about half that distance. So I'm going to put a little more Bondo in some places, let it sit, come back tomorrow and sand it. Last night I got the first round of Bondo put on. Tonight I'm sanding it off, finding low spots, high spots, seeing what else I need to do. See if I can show you this. It's kind of my guide. A little bit of light down there at the bottom. Here's the reason I don't know that you will notice that much. As long as this piece of plastic fits pretty decent, and it's hard without flipping it completely in to see how it's going to fit, but I think it's going to be alright. The end of this is going to need some work. That's where the bedside was boogered up so bad. That's going to need some work. But I've got this crease line is where this line needs to be. Barely see a crease line right there. If I can get that to match up, and this I've got to build up a little bit because on the other side of this. Put a thin coat of glaze on. I'm going to stick block it. As I've stick blocked it, I've already found a spot that I've got to fix that you don't really see using an air file or what have you. I'm gonna see if this will show up on video. Watch this line right here. If I can not hit the tripod. As I'm sanding to get this spot out. See the panel going in and out? Makes it real fun. Real fun. I'm gonna try to do the same thing over here if I can get the camera set up. See it real good in the reflection. Makes it fun to sand that flat when the panel moves that much. Got this all sanded down, it's taped up. Went over everything with 320 on a DA. I'm gonna put some epoxy based sandable primer on it. The epoxy base makes it a direct to metal so it can go over these bare metal spots and stick to them. Of course sandable so I can block it back out, get everything smooth before I paint. Just have put the first coat on and I can already notice some things that I've got to work on. All of these areas right here, you can tell how it's rounded over. All that's factory sheet metal. If you look down here, those edges are way too sharp. They've got to be rounded over some more, which is a good thing. They're easier to round over than they are to make sharp. So that's one thing I've got to definitely take a look at. There is a, can't get it in the, I think right in there. Oh, it's over here. You can see it. A dimple. Just gonna take a little. And this line down here, gotta do some work too. All in all, not terrible. Well, I've never had that happen. I turned the fan on to get the exhaust fumes out, and apparently it was hungry. Sounds like a tomorrow problem to me. All right, it's another night. Got this prime last night, put some guide coat on it. Guide coat on it. I'm gonna block it with, start out with 320, see how that goes. I might drop back to 180 and then do 320. We'll see. All right, it's getting late. Just got it block sanded. Found a couple little spots. Most of them came out. Had to do some work down at the bottom. Hopefully I've got these rounded over to where they're not quite so sharp. Still have a little bit of work to do on this body line, but that's gonna be for another day.